What's going on, guys? Welcome to day 6 of the Shopify challenge. Now in today's video we're going to cover exactly how many sales we've got so far. So remember, in the previous episode we talked about duplicating those winning ad sets, the ones that were profitable and the ones that had a good ROAS. So what we've done is duplicated those and left them for a further 48 hours. So we've increased our ad spend, we've also massively increased the revenue generated for our store. So as you can see today, we've had 8 orders, $480 in revenue, just over 200 sessions, so we've got a decent conversion rate here on the store. And if we just go into, so this is for today, so if we just go in for the month, so we can see kind of how the store's done throughout its lifetime. So this is when we launched our first campaign, got some sales, and then we've duplicated our winning ad sets and increased budgets to really ramp up that ad spend and get as many sales as possible with our winning ad sets. So as you can see, so far we've done over $1,000, and that was our initial target for the Shopify challenge, so it's going really well so far. Now if we just check out the analytics here, we'll be able to see kind of what conversion rate we're getting and look at some of the other numbers as well. So today, obviously $480, 0% returning customer rate. Obviously we're not going to have returning customers already because we've only just started the store. Our conversion rate here, 3.88%. Probably slightly higher than that, but obviously some of you guys are probably watching this series on YouTube and then coming to visit this store, which is going to obviously reduce our conversion rate because we're getting low quality traffic. So you can see 17 add to carts, 8 sessions converted, total of 8 orders today. So as you can see, you don't actually need that many orders, only 8 orders, but it's generated almost $500 in revenue because it's quite a high ticket item. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go into my ads manager, look at the campaign as a whole to see exactly how much we've spent on Facebook ads to get this number here. Because obviously when you see things like this or screenshots, that's just revenue. Obviously this isn't profit. I wish it was, but it's not the way it works with dropshipping. Obviously we've got our cost of goods sold and our Facebook ads cost. So we're going to go in and look at exactly what I've spent on those, and then we're going to work out how much profit we've made since starting about 5 or 6 days ago, this Shopify challenge. Okay, so if we just head over into our campaign for our massage pillow here within our ads account. And what we're going to do now is calculate how much profit we've made, because in previously you've seen the revenue on the store in the Shopify dashboard. So now we're going to work out how much profit exactly we've made on this store so far. So as you can see, the amount spent here is $326.6. Now, as you can see, we returned $1,018.98 with an average 3.12 return on ad spend. So it's definitely profitable so far. So what we're going to do is take into account how much the cost of goods sold were and the ad spend to work out our net profit. So we've got 1018.98 minus our 326.6, which is our Facebook ad spend, minus our cost of goods sold, which was 347.14. So this is how much it cost us to fulfill and send out the orders. This is including shipping and everything as well. And then click equals, and then that gives a profit overall of 345.24. Now because we're still only within the 2-week period of when we actually started the store, we're still on our free trials for a lot of our apps and stuff that we've installed, so we haven't actually got any expenses there. So we have no kind of fixed costs at the minute to run the business. So essentially this is all profit here. Now there will be slight fees like PayPal fees and Stripe fees, which is about 2 to 3%, but I'm not going to include that in here. So it gives you a rough estimate of exactly what profit we've made in the 6 days since we've been running our ads. Now as we start to scale and everything, obviously this margin will probably reduce. It's just the nature of scaling, but obviously you'd rather make more money with a lower profit margin than have a really high margin business that doesn't make that much money. You just want to scale everything as fast as possible. Okay, so where to now? So we've made our first $1,000 in revenue with about $340 profit. So how do we kind of take this and scale it up to, I don't know, 5,000 per day, 10,000 per day, and get it up as fast as possible? So this is where it kind of gets a bit more tricky. It's kind of easy to get that initial winner, make a few sales and keep things at relatively low volume. But as you start to scale, things get a bit more tricky. You need to really leverage data and things like that to be able to scale consistently and get consistently low cost per purchases to ensure that your profit margins are strong enough to enable you to scale, because you can't scale if you're losing money or at break even. You want to be making money, so you have that cash flow there to reinvest profits into growing the business. So it's all about reinvesting profit back into ad spend, so into the Facebook ad spend, to grow the overall revenue and profit of the business. So obviously the more profit you make, the more money you have, and the more cash flow positive you are to then scale as fast as possible. And obviously the more money you have reserved in your bank, the quicker you can scale. If you haven't got much, then it's going to take longer to scale everything up. You just haven't got that initial capital to really grow things as quickly as possible. So in terms of scaling, it's all about duplicating, testing new creative and copy, retargeting, increasing AOV, building a back end, and hiring a team to automate everything. All these processes here are super important to enable you to scale everything up as quickly as possible and to still be profitable and not just lose money or be break even the whole time. And with the right product and market size, there's no reason why you can't scale to over 10,000 per day. So it's all about having a good product with a decent market size, then implementing all these strategies here to scale everything up. It's kind of the same with any business really. You find an initial product that works and then you have to really just scale everything up, and it gets a bit more tricky. But with the products in this challenge, so the massage pillow, I won't be taking it any further, and this is for 3 main reasons. Now, reason number 1, and probably the most important reason, is that there isn't really any good suppliers for the product. There's no e-packet, there's not even any tracking. So I just don't feel comfortable scaling a product with not good quality supplies. It's okay when you're selling that low volume, like $1,000 worth, but when you're scaling to 10,000 per day, it's super high risk if you've got a faulty product or a dodgy supplier. So really make sure you've audited your supplier and you know everything's working properly and you've got tracking and everything before you scale it up. That's an absolute must, because if you don't, then it could cost you a hell of a lot of money. Because imagine scaling up and then realize that most of your customers want chargebacks or the product hasn't arrived. It's just gonna, because you've already spent that money on Facebook ads, you've then got to refund all the customers who haven't actually brought in any money. So it can be super risky, so bear that in mind. And reason number 2 is, obviously I've broadcasted this challenge from the start to now, and obviously thousands of people have seen the product that I'm using, so it's likely that it's probably got quite saturated by now, so it's probably going to be difficult to really scale to decent numbers. And finally, and it kind of links to the last reason, is that to get these Shopify challenges to work, you kind of have to do it beforehand, before showing it on YouTube, because obviously for the reason I've just said, that people like copy the product and obviously it gets saturated. People visit the website, so all your retargeting campaigns and stuff won't work as well. It's just difficult to do if you're broadcasting it live through YouTube. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to end the Shopify challenge here, because I've created a general store. As you've seen previously in this video, I can go ahead and test new products in different niches to find a new winner and then scale that. So that's what I'm going to do, because obviously you guys, you like these Shopify challenges. It's clear I get a lot of views on these types of videos and I get a lot of good positive feedback in the comments. So I'm definitely going to create more challenges, more videos where I scale products and stuff within this challenge, so definitely look out for that in future videos. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and I hope you've implemented everything that you've learned throughout this Shopify challenge. Now, as I've said, I'm going to be launching more products, testing more products, so I can scale within the Shopify challenge and hopefully get to much more than $1,000 per day. So if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.